Good day. This is Roger signing in for the BFN, the Business Financial Network. And welcome to our special podcast series, The Stock Sauce, where we get exclusive insights from the president of one of the many companies our investment audience has been following as we continue to assist our viewers in the discovery of unexplored, brand new asset classes and emerging issuers in the world's markets. It's always a pleasure to introduce Mr. Roland Howe, the president of Atlas Salt. How you doing today, Roland?
Hey, Roger. Good. It's great to be here. Good story.
Awesome. Let's just get right into it. I'm a trader. There's a whole bunch of traders that have been watching this play, and salt is currently trading at 1/3 of where it was at its peak in August. It's a healthy correction after a 40-fold move. But more importantly, a lot of people are asking, are things not progressing as well with this project?
Hey, Roger, things have been going exceedingly well. And, per our update, post-market update today, today is really the kickoff of an acceleration in news flow from Atlas that people can look forward to into early next year and beyond. We got a preliminary economic assessment on Great Atlantic from our consultants SLR. That's due in the middle of next month, and then followed by the feasibility study after that. The PEA is a stepping stone there, so we can share that when it's ready. So we're approaching numbers time, and that's got to be exciting. People have been patient and waiting for that, and now it's going to be there. The value proposition for Great Atlantic is just as high now, if not higher, than it was when Atlas was trading at $4.50 a share in August. And the project's been de-risked across multiple metrics, and the North American salt market is tight as ever right now, going into the winter season. And we're also in a sector that's seen $5.2 billion in acquisitions since 2020.
Wow.
Stone Canyon bought up a whole bunch of assets, and now Koch Minerals just took 17% interest in Compass Minerals for $250 million. So
that's right.
It's an active sector. It's one that's obviously a great deal of interest, and we're in the middle of it.
Very good. It is an exciting time. A lot of people have been waiting for this feasibility study, and everybody's been biting at the heels. They're like, Roger, do you know this? Do you know that? And more importantly, I always tell people to do their own research. And the current state of the Eastern North American road salt market, the state of it's a really interesting one. How does Great Atlantic fit within that equation?
There's something like 7 mines in the Great Lakes. There's 2 in the Maritimes. There's 2 down in Louisiana that supply the Midwest. So there's a lot of older mines out there, and despite them doing well and performing at a good clip, there's still a 10 million ton shortfall of production in this region.
Wow.
And that's been made up through imports from Chile and North Africa. Now, much higher shipping costs and logistical issues, they're a threat to that supply situation. Yeah. Great Atlantic is North America's premier undeveloped high-grade salt project. It offers potential for decades, maybe generations of robust cash flow. And it's right in the middle of a market that currently is underserved. I helped Goderich, the salt mine in southern Ontario. We turned that into the largest salt mine in the entire world. And during that period, Compass went up to $100 a share in the process. I'm not saying I did it myself, but it just shows you the interest there is in a successful, well-run salt business. And Great Atlantic has the same DNA. It has many of the features that makes Goderich such an advantaged asset. It has the same potential. Why shouldn't it become the biggest and the best underground salt mine in the world?
You know what? You brought up a lot of really good points there. That was a very good lay of the land of the current market in salt. A lot of people have been asking me, Raj, what's so unique about this company? You keep on talking about this company. You keep on telling it for everyone to put it on its watch list. What's the unique proposition for Great Atlantic, and what sets it apart from the 15 existing salt mines that exist already?
Well, even with 15 existing salt mines, there's a shortfall, right? So how do you make that up? Do you continue to bring it from offshore with all the concerns there are about supply chain? Or do you look to develop a domestic source? Now, Great Atlantic has many unique features, but one of its most unique selling propositions is its shallowness. It's much shallower than any of the producing mines we have on at the moment, is on track to become the only underground salt mine that we can access through inclined ramps versus vertical shafts. And with a mining depth only about 250 meters versus 600 and for Goderich and plus that for many others. So continuous access, continuous haulage out, those are huge advantages when you're operating. It's advantaged in many other ways too, including being next to the deep water port, which is such an asset because being able to ship to the East Coast, that's where how the salt's coming in now.
Yeah.
But those boats could be going past the end of our dock to get there. We can actually enter that market very quickly from our location on the western Newfoundland. So Great Atlantic's poised to become the most technologically advanced underground salt mine in North America. Given that, we can shape the future road salt market for the 21st century. It'll be highly efficient, low cost, and believe it or not, an environmentally friendly operation.
Wow.
Mostly electric.
Wow.
All the existing salt mines, most of them are over 60 years old. There's one about 25 years old, which was a replacement. So no new capacity for 60 years.
Wow.
So that's why, bringing another salt mine into play is such a good idea at this point. Older mines, many of them are operating on diesel. And they also have disproportionately impacted by the current inflationary dynamic. Big, old mines don't get smaller, they get bigger.
That's right.
And all that underground infrastructure needs to be attended to. You can manage costs, but you can't put them off. You can't defer them forever. So those fixed costs are something that are a legacy burden to these other mines that, we're starting from scratch with a mine designed for continuous mining, electric machines. And, we're starting off with a very small footprint, one that, we can focus on the efficiencies of production, which give you those cost advantages.
Wow. Considering the fact that, you have the experience that you've had in the past with Goderich, you're talking about, ESG, you're talking about continuous mining, you're talking about electric, you're talking about a lot of factors that really separate this asset from all the existing infrastructure that exists out there in this space. And more importantly, in the Canadian market, I know a lot of investors are used to investing in a lot of traditional precious metal and base metal plays. And obviously, this is salt. This is not a traditional metal sector play. So with that being said, why should investors consider investing in Atlas Salt?
It's not a metal play.
I love it.
Salt's a great commodity for investors to have exposure to. It's recession resistant. It's basically supplying public entities who are making highways safe in winter for us all to drive. So it's not subject to the same cyclical swings you see in metals. And prices have consistently trended higher for decades. And mining of salt is pretty straightforward. A lot simpler than mining of gold, copper, or any other metal. But the mining is only part of it. The processing side of it is, quite frankly, you're grinding it, crushing it with the machines. You then put it through a screening plant, like you might see in a quarry. You crush it and screen it and ship it. It's a simple process. There's no tailings. There's no wet processing. There's, and that is another environmentally positive aspect, that we don't have any really surface footprint.
Yes.
A lot of this happens underground.
Yeah.
We bring it to surface as a granular product that goes to the port and gets shipped. So, it really is very different. And perhaps that's the main reason why you should consider it for your portfolio.
Awesome. You know what, Roland, I'm sure we're going to be seeing you again. This stock has been something that has been garnering a tremendous amount of interest from a lot of investors. I know our brokers have been calling me, family offices, fund managers. They all have been asking me about this company and what what I believe is to happen. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm very thankful for you taking the time today to share with our investment community about the current status, and we look forward to seeing you in the future with more updates.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Roger.
Thank you. Take care.